Dude, I think we're ready to go. Thank you so much for popping on, and yeah, welcome to the podcast, Yogi.
Yeah, man, good to be here.
So just a little context. Yogi is a engineer from Amazon. All the clickbait, we're starting with that.
Got to start with it.
Yogi, where do we want to start? We could talk about how we met. There's a lot. I obviously have a ton of questions around Amazon stuff, what you do for work, kind of.
Yeah, let's just jump into that. Let's jump into Amazon. You're doing a lot of code-related things, so I feel like that's what your audience would be interested in. So we just jump into it.
Sure. So what was like? Because I think every software engineer has probably seen levels.fyi. And you definitely don't need to disclose any salaries, but what was your first reaction when you got like the news of like you got into Amazon? What was that whole journey like?
Yeah, so I was about to go on a run and I missed the call from the recruiter, and he left me a voicemail and he was like, hey, this recruiter, please give me a call back when you get a chance. And I was like, okay. I mean, like, why would they call and leave a message if I didn't get an offer? So I called back like immediately.
Absolutely hype.
Yeah, and then he was like, yeah, we really liked your interview. We gave you an incline to hire, and I was like, incline to hire? That sounds good, I guess. And then
what does that kind of mean?
Yeah, so you're either inclined to hire or not inclined, and
for us mortals, we need.
Yeah, it's just like a fancy way of saying like you got the job or you didn't get the job. And
okay.
And so then the negotiation started. That took like 2 days. But with Amazon, you get kind of like a guarantee that you'll hear back about your interview within, I think, like 3 business days. And so it's pretty quick. It's not like Google where it takes like a month for team matching, if that even.
I heard that's like really, really tough.
Yeah.
With that process.
But I was super happy. I had my last interview, and then the next day they came back with the offer. And then I think within like 3-4 days, I'd accepted.
Oh, dude, I bet you were so excited.
Yeah.
When I got the offer from Babson, I was like through the roof. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, dude, because I spent about like 3 months with interview prep, and pretty much like by the end of that interview, I felt like, if I don't get this, I feel like I'll get something else.
Sure.
Just because the amount of prep that went into it, I was like, yeah, and I had like a couple interviews lined up afterwards, just so I didn't have too much pressure on myself.
Yeah. If it doesn't work or whatever.
Exactly.
Not a huge deal.
And I basically just like took a month and a half to travel, unwind, because I hadn't taken like a vacation in like over a year. and so I like pushed my start date as far as I could, and then we'll just travel for a bit.
Sure. Was this anywhere fun? I know you just went to, where was it? The Netherlands? You did like
I did a
12-mile hike, or not 12-mile?
I did a 120-mile hike.
I was off by 10x.
In Norway, yeah.
In Norway,
yeah.
Golly.
It was a 12-day hike. We did about like 10 miles each day, 2,000 feet elevation each day.
That is nuts.
Yeah, and we camped for like 5 nights. It was fun, dude. Beautiful country.
I'm sure it was a good old time. Me and my girlfriend, we've been watching these like survival things. It's like 2 dudes. It's Cody and Dave, and they'll go out in the woods, or wherever their like survival thing is. It might be like a desert, might be a rainforest, and they'll just like scrounge and put whatever together. Was that kind of what it was like, or you get a little bit more preparation backpacking?
There's
definitely a little more thought.
There's a lot more thought. You kind of have to.
Okay.
So we had like 64 or 65 liter bags. We brought food. But we were like stopping in these like small villages. Basically, they're basically just like fishing villages.
Oh, fun.
And most of their economy is like fishing and tourists. So we would like restock on food. But like with
each like village or each stop.
Yeah, exactly. And so we only camped for like 5 out of the 12 days, and then like the second half of the trip was mostly where we camped. And so during that, we basically just had to take all the food
out of the dry bags.
Exactly.
Taking them with you.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so fun. So with I guess I can ask more software questions. What did you have to get certified to do what you do for work? Do you have certifications and stuff, or did you just figure it out on your own?
Yeah.
Kind of your story there.
So I guess I'll give a brief intro on what my role is and what my day-to-day technologies and all that is. So I work in security, so cybersecurity. My org is responsible for securing the fulfillment centers. So fulfillment centers are basically like the warehouses where all the like packages that you order flow through.
Okay.
And so it's dealing with the physical security of those warehouses. And so my team is responsible for network security in all 3,500 plus global sites. What we're responsible for are these network scanners that we deploy at each site, and they're trying to like identify and fingerprint all different devices that are connected. And then like the network security engineers, vulnerability management team, they kind of take all that information and do all the like cool stuff to either like mitigate risks, stop any like attack vectors that are available. Yeah, so it's fun. So our service is all built on AWS.
Ironical.
Yeah. So Amazon is actually AWS's biggest customer.
No way.
It's all one big circle. So I mostly do AWS, and so when I started, I had no AWS experience, but my entire job is like developing on the cloud, troubleshooting stuff on the cloud. There's like a big push even internally at Amazon to move everything to AWS. Because like it wasn't always the case where it was so reliable and so cheap that even Amazon internally teams were like resistant to it.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Their own product.
Their own thing. And then after a certain point, it kind of reached this tipping point, and it was kind of like a mandate. You're like, yeah, we have to move all our workloads to AWS just because it's so reliable.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just works the best.
And it's nice, dude, because inside of Amazon, if you kind of know all the different technologies, because all services, you got your compute, like your Lambda or ECS or EC2. You're going to have your database.
Flex on them, Yogi.
You're going to have your database. You're going to have DynamoDB.
Lambda functions. Drop the words.
It's the most popular database. And then you got S3. I mean, 95% of that is just like those services. IAM, that's in everything. So regardless of which team you're on, if you know like the core services, you're solid. It's just a matter of connecting different pieces to accomplish whatever service you're trying to make. So to answer your question, does the certification help? I think it does help. It gives you like some background. But is it enough? I don't think it's enough.
Sure.
I don't think
I
just
think
having
the whole enchilada.
Exactly. I think real world experience is a lot better. It's also like not a substitute.
Right. Yeah, because it's tough right there right now in the job market, obviously. And I imagine a lot of people are like, hopefully gonna take notes and learn from you on this and be like, okay, maybe I should go get AWS certified, whether it's solutions architect, associate level certification, or just kind of padding their resume. But as you mentioned, obviously it's not a substitute for the whole deal.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say it can't hurt, but it's not sufficient.
Sure. Yeah, dude. Yeti. Oh, we just swing right over that. Oh my God.
That's tough.
I am so bummed. I would have had all the dry bags in the world and all the containers, coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was literally when I hung up on the interview, it was scheduled for I think 60 minutes. It was like 22 minutes in. And just the chemistry was really good. It felt really reminiscent of the interview I had with Babson, where maybe you felt this way with Amazon, where you just like left like, oh, I got that. I nailed that.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt with Babson. Like the engineers, we were all getting along. I just felt like I really like fit in with the team well. And then with Yeti, it was a similar deal. I was like, this is just such a good team. Right tech stack, right questions, kind of cruising through everything and just being genuine with my answers too if I didn't know something. And then yeah, they even their VP of IT operations was like, hope to see you around, you know. And I was like, oh no way, like I just got it, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough, dude. Like you never know how things play out in the decision room.
Yeah, that's true.
Did they give any feedback as to why, or
they just said it wasn't the right experience for what they wanted.
Interesting.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, there's it's definitely like an employer's market right now.
Definitely,
it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know for sure. It's possible. You know, a ton of people are looking for jobs, so maybe they just found someone with like more experience,
just the right thing.
Yeah. You never know. But I mean, dude, it's great experience. It's great practice for the next one.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, that was a fun little badge to wear for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, the way I see like the interview process, you get like different stages, right? Different like checkpoints.
Yeah.
You get like a recruiter, that's like one stage, and then
maybe like the technical
like
stage.
The engineering, maybe you talk to a couple engineers, and then you got like the engineering manager.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need to build enough reps at each stage to be able to get passed on to the next stage. So it's great that you went all the way to the last stage.
Right.
Because that kind of shows that up until then, you showed competency.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good signal in and of itself. And I feel like if you got that far with this company, dude, I feel like the offer's not that far behind.
No. Well, I hope not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope not. But no, I appreciate that. That's really inspiring right now too. Because it's a little tough out there, and I'm very, very lucky to be getting by with kind of this contract right now for a dermatology company, which was just
cool.
Clutch pickup. You know what I mean? Right in the pocket.
How did you find this contract? How did that like maybe interview process go?
So it was actually Chester. He is a staff backend engineer at Babson. He's super, super talented, like smartest guy. Like Yogi, this guy knows everything about everything. Like, and he's super humble about it too. He's like, however much bravado and arrogance I have, like he's got like a hundredth of it. Like, like he's such a humble guy, and he's built blockchain protocols. He's built front end systems, back end systems, cloud. Like the guy is phenomenal. And his sister works for this company actually, and I think he was just side contracted out to do a few jobs and stuff, just fix a few of their security risks and a few back end things. And I think just like resource allocation, he's using VTL templates.
Okay, what is that?
I guess it's like templates where they don't count as a resource within Amazon's web services. It's like a .vtl template.
Never heard of
it. Maybe, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. we'll have to read into that or ask him, you know. But yeah, so he's the guy who's just like, right on the nose, organized a lot of that, and just called me one weekend. It was like, hey, you know React, right?
Right.
I've got this company if you want to do some React work. And I was like, yeah, no problem at all. Just let me know. And I this was still when I lived in San Antonio.